So the sculpture Taking the Cure is about the infectious disease tuberculosis. It was informed by how societies, culture, and architecture were shaped by this public health crisis in the late 19th and early 20th century. The sculpture is a wooden structure that references places where people cured and quarantined from TB. It's organized like a rudimentary facade, a sort of lounge porch with interiors that were common in that period. Like COVID-19, TB is airborne and the symptoms are respiratory. And back then there was this sort of notion that open air treatment had a healing quality, which led waves of people to leave crowded cities to cure in more dramatic climates in remote locations. So my interest in TB was based on a personal experience in the early 2010s. The Boston Public Health Commission was doing contact tracing of our campus community, and that's when I learned that 2 of 137 of us tested positive for latent TB. And as a side effect of my treatment, it affected my vision for a short period. And as a visual artist, I became really captivated with these curing spaces. So behind me, I put up some drawings of this cure cottage called Little Red, which was kind of a precursor for the sculpture. It was created in 1884, where the public health pioneer, Dr. Livingston Trudeau, treated 2 tubercular women garment workers. And so elements of the sculpture were borrowed from this cottage, as well as many of the architectural motifs that showed up in our Massachusetts state sanatoria. And just as now, patients were dealing with the stigma, the anxiety, the boredom of curing in quarantine, but it was also this time of kind of humble creativity. There was various craft practices that became celebrated pastimes at the sanatoria so as not to be idle during recovery and quarantine. So sort of in that spirit, my students and I have been cross-stitching the views from our window where we're sheltering. So we're using this pattern that can take a digital image and stitch.